Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Okay, today I want to hop on and chat about 4 foods that I never ever eat. And the reason this came up is because I was out on the weekend and I shared a photo of me eating a burger with a bun, and I got so many questions like, "What, Simone, you eat bread? I'm so confused." And also after that, I was at Michelle Addison's house and we're going through her fridge, which was actually really fun for me to go through someone else's fridge and pick out the things that I like and don't love so much. And we came across some tofu puffs. And I was like, oh, you know what? There's an ingredient in here that I'm not a huge fan of. And she's like, oh, okay, I need to know more. So today I thought I'd hop on, talk about these 4 foods that I never ever eat in an effort to really clear up some confusion for you, because there are some foods that I would put in the no, never zone. And these are the 4 foods that I want to share with you today. In Fuel for Fat Loss, we have a no-no list. And this is something that we follow very strictly for the first 30 days. And we follow this in an effort to really cleanse the body. We're cleansing the body to maximize fat loss, also to optimize our health, and we're really creating this perfect environment for everything to happen naturally in our body. So for fat loss to happen naturally in our body, we really need to create this perfect environment where everything is working optimally. And then after the first 30 days, we follow the Fuel for Fat Loss lifestyle, which allows you to have this food freedom when it comes to your food. And this is a term coined by one of our Fuel for Fat Loss members, is this food freedom, where you get to enjoy all the foods that you love, but you're still optimizing your health and maximizing fat loss in an effort to get to maintenance, really, when it comes to fat loss. And we do this very strategically. One of the biggest ways we do this is through counting macros. And this is, for those of you who've been through Fuel for Fat Loss or in VIP, you know that this is a game changer when it comes to fat loss. Macros, we're balancing your blood sugar levels, we're balancing your hormones, we're preventing insulin resistance, which is really that magic sauce when it comes to fat loss. And then we're really eating the right food at the right time for the right reasons. Next round, by the way, a Fuel for Fat Loss starts next Monday, and we are down to the last 8 spots. I have to show this to you. If you didn't see it in yesterday's video, this is the abs guide that everybody will be receiving when you join next round. I've got my 3 top secrets to flat abs in here, as well as a beginner, intermediate, and advanced workouts with clickable videos. This is the exact same routine that I use to tone up my abs. So I'm so excited to share this with you guys and for you to just dive into your abs workout, because I know that your results are going to be fantastic. Again, this is something that you'll receive when you join this next round. And VIP, don't worry, you know you're already receiving this. Okay, so let's jump in to today's 4 foods that I will never eat. And by the way, if you're just tuning in, my name is Simone Lovell. I'm the creator of Fuel for Fat Loss. And if you're catching this on the replay, please type in replay. I love seeing who watches my videos. Okay, 4 foods that I will never ever touch. Number 1, hot dogs. Okay, this is probably not a surprise, but processed meats is really one of the worst things that you can be putting into your body, and for several reasons. Number 1, they're very high in sodium and they're very high in saturated fat, and not the good saturated fat that you get from something like coconut oil, the bad saturated fat that you really don't want to be putting into your body. They're also filled with sodium nitrates, and nitrates are basically a preservative that adds color and flavor to your meats. Now, consumption of processed meats is associated with a high incidence of coronary heart disease and diabetes. High intake of red and processed meat is associated with significant increased risk of colorectal, colon, and rectal cancers. So this is, again, hot dogs is something that I will never ever touch, and I will never allow Shelby to eat either. So this is one thing that I would put on the food no, never list. Okay, hot dogs number 1. Number 2, the food that I won't touch is canola oil. Anything with canola oil in it. And unfortunately, there are so many packaged foods on the market that contain canola oil. So that when I was in Michelle Addison's fridge looking through her things and I found the tofu puffs, that was the second ingredient in the tofu puffs. And you think, okay, tofu, it's innocuous. And then like It's the second ingredient is canola oil. Beyond Meat, I am sorry to report, contains canola oil in it, and for that reason I won't have Beyond Meat. And I'm sorry, you guys, because I know it tastes so good, and for many of you who are going vegan, there are other alternatives. But lots of packaged foods contain canola oil. Now, why should we be avoiding canola oil? Canola oil is one of the several vegetable oils that goes through the process of being refined, bleached, and deodorized. Refined, bleached, and deodorized. Also, a solvent called hexane is used to chemically extract the oil from the seeds. So this is a major chemical process when it comes to refining canola oil. And you just don't get this with avocado oil or coconut oil or olive oil. So those are definitely a better option. Canola oil has been linked to a significant increase in inflammation in the body. And inflammation is basically the root cause of most diseases. So definitely something to look out for on all packaged goods. Like before you put any packaged good into your cart, look at the back, look for canola oil, and if it has canola oil, even if it's the last ingredient, I wouldn't buy it. Also, head to your cupboard, check your cupboards for canola oil. If you have it in there, definitely toss. It's also something to keep in mind when you're dining out. Unfortunately, restaurants use a lot of canola oil because it's the cheapest option. So they're not going to be using a huge amount of olive oil or avocado oil when they're making your food because it's a lot more expensive and they're trying to turn a profit, right? So just keep that in mind and choose better restaurants when you can, but also just even the better restaurants, just keep that in mind when dining out. Okay, the third food that I will never, ever touch is Diet Pop. And I know I talk about this a lot, but I gotta talk about it again. A lot of people think that Diet Pop is healthier than regular pop. Now, this might shock you, but I would rather you have a regular can of Coke than a Diet Coke any day of the week. Now, the average, let's clarify first though, the average American can of Coke is 10.91% high fructose corn syrup. Horrible. And that is 45 grams of sugar, which is 8 teaspoons of sugar in a regular can of Coke, or a regular soda for that matter. Now, we omit sugar for the first 30 days in Fuel for Fat Loss. Why? Because sugar spikes your blood sugar levels. Every time you spike your blood sugar levels, you're going to release insulin. If you do this too many times, this is going to cause insulin resistance. And it's this insulin dysfunction in our body that makes you gain weight. There is a direct cause to insulin dysfunction and weight gain. So this is something that you need to get under control if fat loss is your goal. Now, here's the thing about Diet Pop that's going to surprise you. Diet Pop raises your blood sugar levels more than sugar-sweetened sodas or desserts. That's crazy to me. Okay, so Diet Pop raises your blood sugar levels more than regular soda and other desserts. Now, the reason for that is it contains things like saccharin, aspartame, and sucralose. These are chemical sweeteners. Most packaged foods have them. Again, baked goods, powdered drinks, powdered drink mixes, candy, puddings, canned foods, jams, jellies, dairy products, things like yogurt. You wouldn't expect it, but contain these ingredients, gum, and scores of other foods and beverages. So for Shelby and for our kids, I would say, have sugar rather than that chemical sweetened anything. So you're looking for saccharin, aspartame, and sucralose. Those are the ones to avoid. Okay, the fourth food that I will never ever eat is food coloring, in particular Red 3. Now, there have been many reds on the market that have actually been taken off the market because they are so toxic. And for some reason, Red 3 still sticks around. It's also known as erythrocene, and it's one of the most commonly used food colorings. You'll see it in maraschino cherries, various candies, baked goods, and sausage casings as well. Now, how do they make Red 3? It's derived from coal tar, and fluorone. I don't know about you, but when I hear coal tar and that putting into my body, I'm like, no, this is not an option. Red 3 has been linked to hyperactivity in children, thyroid tumors and cancer, breast cancer, and damage to the liver DNA. Damage to the liver DNA. Like, this is crazy stuff. So anything red, This is something to look out for, especially with our kids, because there's so much candy that's got that red in there. And this is absolutely something that I would put on the food no list. So sorry, kids who are watching right now. I know Shelby is not my best friend when I tell her she can't have the red jelly beans. So 4 foods that I put on the food no never list are: number 1, hot dogs; number 2, any food that contains canola oil in it; number 3, diet pop; and number 4, red 3 food coloring. All right, you guys, I want to wish you a fantastic day. I hope this has been a little bit helpful. Again, it's all about creating this perfect environment in our for fat loss to happen in our body, but also to optimize health, right? And so removing these foods is really number 1 about optimizing our health. And when you optimize your health, you create this perfect environment for fat loss to happen. In fact, our clients in our community who have health as their number 1 goal are always the ones seeing the best fat loss results. So removing these foods that are toxic for our bodies, that are not going to serve our bodies, is really the best way to see long-term fat loss results. So always think about optimizing your health first and foremost. All right, you guys, I want to wish you a fantastic, healthy day. Again, if you're catching this on the replay, please type in replay below. VIP, I will see you in our groups. Fuel for Fat Loss. Next round starts Monday. We are down to the last 8 spots, and you will be receiving the new abs book when you join next round with beginner, intermediate, and advanced workouts, the exact same routine I used to tone up my abs. So I'm so excited to share this with you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.